At my 27th birthday dinner, the restaurant glowed under soft amber lights, the kind that make every glass of champagne look like liquid gold. The air smelled of truffle oil and roasted garlic, rich enough to taste. My mother raised her flute, smiling for the room, and said, "So, Evelyn, how do you spend your $3.4 million trust fund these days?" My grandfather's voice followed, calm, as always. "Yes, the one I set up when you were born." The clink of silverware stopped. My fork froze halfway to my mouth. I blinked once, twice. What trust fund? The silence that fell wasn't polite. It was surgical. I grew up believing love was measured in quiet sacrifices. In our family, success meant never asking questions, never talking about money, never disturbing the perfect picture we showed the world. My parents, James and Victoria, lived 20 minutes away in Marin County, 4 bedrooms, infinity pool, matching Teslas. I lived in a peeling studio in the Mission District. Walls thin enough to hear the neighbors argue, pipes hissing like they were angry at me. I paid my own rent, skipped meals, took every freelance gig that paid within 30 days. When friends posted vacation photos, I liked them and told myself one day. Meanwhile, my parents never missed a reservation at Atelier Cren. They never missed a chance to remind me how practical I was, how proud they were that I didn't need help. At my college graduation, I walked across the stage with $70,000 in loans and a smile I practiced in the mirror. They handed me a wrapped box. Inside was a hardcover book, Financial Literacy for Young Adults. Mom hugged me for the photos. That night, I cried over the kitchen sink until the water ran cold. I kept giving silence because silence felt safer than truth. I kept paying my own way because asking felt like failure. And every time I thought about speaking up, I remembered the rule: family first. Even if it leaves you last. A week before my 27th birthday, my boss called me into his glass office. His face said it before his mouth did. Downsizing. I boxed my things, took the bus home, and sat on the couch with Madison, my roommate of 2 years, my only real constant. "Your parents will help, right?" she asked. I laughed, bitter and hollow. "They'll probably send another book." That night I called anyway. "Mom, I lost my job." "Oh, honey, you'll figure it out. You always do." Keyboard clicks in the background. Anyway, birthday dinner at Atelier Cren, 7:30, dressed nicely. "Mom, that's $300 a plate. Don't be cheap, Evelyn. It's your birthday." The line went dead. I stared at my reflection in the dark TV screen. Tired eyes, split ends, lipstick faded. $300 a plate, half my grocery budget. Madison looked up from her phone. "You don't have to go." "Yeah," I said. "I do." The week dragged. Rejection emails piled up. My savings dipped below 4 figures. Every hallway creak sounded like the landlord. Madison found me at 2 a.m., still hunched over my laptop. "Eve, go to bed." "I can't. If I stop, I'll think about them pretending everything's perfect while I fall apart." Saturday came sharp and bright. I chose the black dress I'd worn to 3 job interviews. It still fit, mostly. On the bus ride, I watched tourists laugh, couples hold hands, a kid licking ice cream that dripped down his arm. Simple moments I envied. Atelier Cren shimmered with glass and gold. My parents were already seated, Mom in red silk, Dad in navy suit, table gleaming with wine glasses I couldn't name. "Happy birthday, sweetheart." Air kisses. Perfume strong enough to sting. Dad smiled. "You look tired? Lost my job?" He nodded like I'd mentioned the weather. "You'll bounce back." They talked about Europe, autopilot features, guest bathroom, marble. My words dissolved. Then the door opened. My grandfather walked in, Robert Hart, silver-haired, every step measured. The motorD nearly tripped. Mom's smile faltered. "Dad, what are you doing here?" "Celebrating my granddaughter, of course." He hugged Muriel solid. Warm, first breath I'd taken all night. He sat beside me, ordered whiskey neat, polite conversation with an edge I couldn't place. Then he raised his glass, smiled, and said the words that broke the room. "So, Evelyn, how do you spend your $3.4 million trust fund?" Air shattered. My heart beat louder than silence. I blinked. "What trust fund?" Mom's smile cracked. Dad's throat moved like he'd swallowed glass. Grandpa leaned back. "The trust I set up at your birth, your parents were to transfer it at 25. Mom laughed too fast. "Oh, Dad, you're mistaken." "Victoria," he said quietly. "Don't." He turned to the waiter. "Private room, please." Minutes later, plates half eaten, we were ushered away. Door closed with a soft click that sounded final. Grandpa's assistant, Michelle, tablet open. Attorney Michael Anderson, folder ready. Michael slid papers across. Miss Hart, initial deposit $1 million. Current value with growth, approximately $3.4 million. He nodded grimly. As of this morning, balance is $200,000. The words hit like a physical blow. Grandpa's gaze never left my parents, explained Dad, wiped his forehead. We used some mortgage when the market crashed. Over $3 million, James? Mom's hands trembled. We were managing it for her future. I laughed short, sharp, ugly. Like managing it on rent, on student loans, on food. Grandpa raised a hand. Room quiet. Michelle, list withdrawals. Mechanical voice, mortgage payoff. $450,000 to Tesla model. $280,000. Home renovation, $320,000. Victoria, Hart real estate investment, $500,000. Total loss. Malibu property, $1.8 million. Registered under James and Victoria Hart. Each line another blow. Then silence. Only the air vent humming. Grandpa pushed back his chair. Give me the keys. Mom hesitated, pulled out a ring too. Keys, fob. Hand shaking, she set them down. Grandpa slid them to me, still warm from her palm. These are yours, he said. 2 years late, Mom started practiced sobs. Dad, please. We're family. Family doesn't steal from family. You'll hear from my lawyers tomorrow. They left slowly. Gravity doubled. Door closed. Air lighter, emptier. Grandpa turned to me. Full audit. They'll face consequences. Pressing charges is your choice. I looked at the keys, metal cold against my skin. I need time. Take it. But no, they were planning to run. Costa Rica tickets? 3 days ago? Chest tightened. They smiled while planning goodbye. That night, keys in pocket, storm in chest. Madison waiting up. When I told her, she stared like I'd recited a crime report. They stole years. I looked out at the sleeping city. Something broke. Something began. I wasn't going to scream. I was going to take everything back quietly. 3 days later, summoned 2 grandfathers glass tower downtown. Michelle waiting in lobby. They're here. Robert wanted you present. Stomach tightened. She nodded. To negotiate. Elevator 2, top floor seater, leather, old money. Grandpa behind desk, posture straight. Parents across. Dad 10 years older. Mom's lip gloss cracked. I sat opposite. Clock ticked. Dad cleared throat. We didn't mean for it to go this far. Grandpa's voice cold. I understand greed. I built an empire recognizing it. Mom reached forward, tears ready. We love her. Dad. Michael set bank statements down. Forensic audit complete. Approximately $2 million recovered via asset seizures. Dad rubbed temples. You didn't recover it. Michael cut. The lauded Michelle handed me a folder. Photos. Malibu, Teslas, jewelry, cruises. All funded by my trust. You should see what they valued more, she said softly. I swallowed. Enough for criminal charges. Yes. Felony fraud. Up to 10 years. Mom gasped. Evelyn, you wouldn't. I didn't do this. You did. Grandpa turned to me. Your choice. Room, blurred skyline, papers, trembling hands. I thought of 27 years of silence, ramen dinners, overtime, birthdays with flowers, but no love. I met Mom's eyes. You left me with nothing. Now you have exactly that. Grandpa nodded to Michael. File motions? Mom reached across. Dad, please. She's your granddaughter, and you are my daughter. There's a difference between blood and character. Lawyers finalized. I walked to the window, hand to glass. Cities stretched below cranes, cars. Pulse of lives. For the first time, I wasn't small. Michelle handed envelope. Pacific Heights documents, fully under your name. Mom whispered, you'll regret this. No, I said. For once, I won't. They left, escorted by security. Silence that followed wasn't heavy. It was clean. Grandpa stood slowly. You did the right thing. I don't feel good. Justice rarely feels good, but it's necessary. Hand on my shoulder, firm. You're not alone anymore. You never were. That night, I visited the apartment. Glass, steel, bay views. Doorman recognized my name. Inside, expensive candles, staged neutral tones, stranger's life furnished with my money. On counter, leaseholder tenants, rent deposits, years of income they'd collected. I sank onto couch, laughed raw, then cried not grief, release. Madison arrived with takeout. You're really here? I'm home. We ate on the floor, cartons spread like old times. Bay shimmered with city lights. Keys gleamed on, counter reminder of what was stolen, what I took back. Before bed, I texted Grandpa, moved in. Thank you for fighting when I couldn't. Reply, You always could. You just needed proof. A month passed. Investigation swift. Tesla's Malibu Country Club proceeds back to my account under my name where they should have been. Parents moved to Roadside Motel, Oakland. Grandpa. Restitution, $500 monthly, ordered. I didn't feel joy, just balance.